welcome back. Anyway, let's go ahead and dust off this old Ridge amp, shall we? So before we get started, let's go over the traps we're going to use for this amplifier. We're going to go ahead and use a reload crit wall dart. We're going to also use a double damage, double reload ceiling drop trap. We're also going to use a 3-on-2 freeze, which is 3 impact, 2 reload, and effect duration. We're also going to use a standard floor freeze of 3 durability, 2 reload, and effect duration. We're also going to use a 2-on-2 floor launcher, which is 2 impact, 2 reload, and 2 durability. Standard wall sound. A 2 impact, 3 durability, 1 reload floor launcher. We're also going to use a double damage, double reload wall dart. A double range, double reload, double durability anti-air. A double crit rate, double crit damage ceiling zapper. That's the wrong one, but this is the one we're going to use. I favorited the wrong one. Yeah, my bad. An all durability tar pit, and for an RBB, we're going to use a cozy campfire. So that will be used as a tool. Okay. There we go. Wouldn't let me out for a second. I guess we'll start on the east side. And what we're going to do is put a standard V block in of a stair pointing to the right, 2 stairs to the left, and go ahead and give that a little bit of an upgrade. Now, depending if you're doing war games or not, now I'm assuming you're probably going to. What we're going to do is add our double range, double reload. I guess I'm using this one. Right here. We're going to take a cone, fold it into a ramp, and another floor and wall. Give you a nice little overview. While I give her a nice little upgrade. Now, this is where we're going to start having a little bit of fun. Whee. So, on your little ramp here, I just put myself in this little spot and backed all the way up. You're going to want to go ahead and take out your floor freeze. Standard. And go ahead and you're going to keep aiming up and down on the very bottom of it until it's floating above your head. And once it's floating above your head, place your trap. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. It might take you a second going up and down, especially if your sensitivity is extremely high. But if you slow down, you'll be able to get it. Not too hard. And what this will do is, since this is a filter for mist monsters and bosses, when the blasters come up here, if they get half stuck and try to whack your stairs, this will freeze them and will cause them to get hit by your double crit rate, double crit damage ceiling zapper. See, the ceiling zapper is the only trap that can fire through stairs and cones. So, little added protection for any of that. Now, we added the anti-airs not for the amplifier for endurance, but more for war games. And you can also add them up here if you needed, depending on your power level. If the war game was, depends on how many lobbers they give you. Sometimes people bring friends in, sometimes not. That only handles 2. Even if you get another 3rd lobber, you may need to put 2 additional up here. But that's on you. Now, there are 2 different things you can do here. One, if you're a console player, you can add a P block. And a P block is a variation of an edited floor and cone. If you're on a PC or have access to dev builds, another cheaper option, instead of using 4 pieces, is to do this. But since most of our audience is council, we're gonna go ahead and do our P block. And go ahead and give her a little bit of an upgrade. And we'll move on to our main ramp. Make this one more time. There we go. Now the main ramp, we're going to go ahead and start with our floors. Going all the way across. Going up. And I don't think that one's there. Yeah, you're right. It goes right here. I'm very apologetic. So we're going up, over 1, over, and keep making your floors until you stop right here. And then go ahead and make a stair. Now, go back to our main ramp. For anybody who got lost on that one, I guess I'll retake that path. Okay. Now, over here, we're going to go ahead and place a stair. And another stair. Right here, we're going to go ahead and put an archway. And a stair to the right. And a stair to the left. And a stair to the right. Okay. Going back to our arches. And cones. Opening to our home base spawn. Okay. Now we're going to go full walls. Putting one there. If I can get inside, sorry. And there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick little upgrade so I don't forget. I need to learn that fast forward effect. And you guys have been telling me that for years. But in all reality, you still have to upgrade your own builds too. So it's not like you're going to be sitting there waiting on me. Pretty sure you're upgrading as well. Paint along. Upgrade, dude. Thank you. Now, oop, forgot this one. Looks beautiful. We're going to go ahead and add a floor with a little edit into it. And this will be for our lava bomb shift. And we're going to come up to the top of these cones and do the same thing, but not for lava bomb shifting. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and stand on top of this ridge and place floors to cover our builds. Great meteor shower protection. Meteor shower. Ridge. You must not have been here a couple years ago. Scary time. After those floors are in, we're going to go ahead and place a little bumper blocker off to here. A wall. And one more wall here. Go ahead and get your upgrades in. It'd have been so much cooler if I'd have been like right on point with my jumps. That way I'm a little bit like more effective, I guess. But still pretty cool. Anyway, got everything upgraded, got everything in. We're going to go ahead and switch over to stairs now. One stair to the right. Stair to the left. Preventing us from walking this way. Right here, we're going to place a stair. Going to the right. Up and then to the left. Creating an SS block. And tying it into the X block. Feel like Tesla for a second? Did you just make sex block? Yes. Yes, I did. Alright. Now, I know that probably looks extremely complicated to you guys, but it isn't. It's... Okay, maybe it looks complicated, but run it, then get back to me. Anyway, down here, if you'll notice on some of your waves, wave 12, or even some of your random waves, you might have a smasher spawn that just wants to beat through your builds. So go ahead and place some fins to alleviate some of their anger. Just pretend they're little pieces of Xanax for your smashers. It helps. And, oop, you have one angry flinger who likes to try to get himself embedded into this concrete over here. And for some reason can throw phased husks through all the builds. So a nice little Dorito prevents that as well. So I appreciate the feedback you guys gave me last year, because That's been a godsend. It didn't happen to me for a very long time, and I thought you guys were crazy. And till I got to see it, so it was a pretty fun experience. All right, we have a few more walls to add right here under our pathing. Whee. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. No, it's supposed to have one there. I'm sorry. Gonna refix that look. Some of you guys don't have the best trap dura, so we're building for everyone as a whole instead of, you know, someone like myself who's maxed out or has tons of trap dura or even trap damage, or, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make sure everything's pretty uniform for whatever endeavor you are doing. For SSDs, kill waves, kill them. They spawn right here. For timed waves, don't do anything. Pretty easy. War games are timed. Don't have to do anything. Endurance is timed. Don't have to do anything. It's pretty fun. 2 ramps. And I believe that covers us for all our build pieces for the main ramp. So now we can start trapping her in. Up here on the top side, we're going to go ahead and take our double reload, double damage. And our double reloads always go in the center. We're going to place it on that center wall and our center wall down below. Reloads always go on the right, so we're going to find our standard reload wall dart. Placing it on the right walls. On our pathway down. That was 2 on the outside. Just for any blasters and stuff like that, they like to walk and phase through all those walls. We don't have to have a problem with them later. Next, we're going to find our... Nope, it's not that one. 3 impact, 2 reload, effect duration, freeze trap. Placing 2 on the bottom. Down at the bottom, we're going to edit our 1 floor into a cone. Find our ceiling zapper, double crit rate, double crit damage. And find our double damage, double reload. Ceiling drop trap. Making sure we're facing south when we place it. And this should cover any little husk assassins that want to interfere depending on where you're standing. So this will come very nice and handy. Now on this side, we're going to go ahead and trap our pathway. Now, for this is going to be a little bit tricky, depending on whatever you're on. But go ahead and place 3 floors. And place a half stair. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to find your all durability tar pit. Okay. And you want to stand about a half tile away. Okay, and you'll notice that depending on where you point, you can see it floating above, or you see how if I'm pointing too high, it doesn't do anything. And you see how the lower I get, I can get to a different spot, right? You know what I'm saying? So find that location that you like. You know, that works good for your sticks. Go too low and you're going to cause a problem. You know what I'm saying? Might even end up popping one above you. Go too high, doesn't do anything. Anyway, so find that good right sweet spot. Seems to be right about here. And you're going to push and hold your trap place button. Okay? And then you're going to move to the right and release your trap place button. But we're going to do this very fast. Almost to a point that we're releasing the button as we're pushing to the right at the same time. Okay? Because if you release too late, you place on the floor. You release too early, it doesn't place at all. So it's almost best to release at the same time you push your stick to the right or your mouse to the right. Some people have their triggers as place. Some people have their square button as place. Whatever your place button it is, make sure you push and release as you move. And they'll come right in. Now, on this third one, we're going to use a standard floor freeze. And that will be with 3 durability, 2 reload, effect duration. Now, we're going to do the same thing. Press our trap button. And we're going to move and release at the same time. Okay? And as you can see, all of your traps are floating 0.9 in front of you. And yes, they will go off. So what this is going to do is allow us to multi-trap this up here. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and do this again. Right below, we're going to place a cone. Coming up is a ramp. And again, we want to stand about a half a tile away with our standard freeze. We want to point at the very bottom of our cone until it is facing above us, like so. And if you're having trouble, like maybe it's stuck to the cone or it's stuck to the floor, find that good in between that you're looking for, right there at the bottom. And when it's floating above your head, place it. Okay. Now what this will cause is all the husks to have to walk up the stair, but yet still get frozen, and every trap in the game is directional, so fat husks won't be able to get over this, causing the husks to have to wait in line, and saving your trap dura. So that way we don't have to worry about trap durability and survivors and stuff like that. And in some cases, if you have to, like during some of your SSDs, if it's becoming an issue because of how many husks, that's fine. Just put tough traps in your support team or as your main, depending on your power level and how good your traps are. Okay. Let me get a drink of water for a second. I do apologize. Amazing. So, we're going to go ahead and place our poop spike down. I think I forgot to add that to the list. My apologies. The poop spike is a lowest level possible wooden floor spike that you have. That does the least amount of damage. And we're going to use a standard wall sound on our left-hand side. And we're going to use our 2-on-2 floor launchers now. 2 impact, 2 reload, 2 durability. Placing 2 of them. And we're going to find our 1 impact, Oh, I'm sorry. 1 reload, 2 impact. Wall pusher. Oh, it's 2 and 2. There it is. 3 durability, 1 reload, 2 impact. And you'll need 2 of them right there. Alright. Now, the staggered reloads will make sure that every husk that gets through here is pushed over into your devil. Now, on this one, we're going to put a standard all durability tar pit on these 2 tiles. And on the first wall is going to be 2 impact, 2 reload, 2 durability. And the very last one is going to be all impact. And I will have to make a note that that trap needs to be added to the list. Anyway, the reason why we want 5 impact here is because each impact is about a tile. And if we want to push them completely off, we need at least 5 impact. So dramatic as I fall. And that will be our traps for our block off main ramp and path. Now we have our west ramp. The west ramp, we're just going to put 2. I believe I have officially ran out of metal. Okay, so both block offs seem to take 5,000 metal. That or I was a little light when I came in. Usually an amp will take less than a stack of materials. I believe home base only took about 3,000. So embarrassing to run out of metal. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 floors. And go ahead and edit them. On top, we're going to place 3 cones. And on the very top of them again, we're going to do the same thing. And place 3 cones. Sweet. Now, there are some flingers who like to do weird things. And I'm a big fan of fail-safes and stuff like that because we don't want any, well, extra problems or anything to happen later. So let's go ahead and prepare for the fact that maybe somebody stands on your builds and you lose a wall or a piece of block off. We need backups, right? Everybody loves backups. So right here above this cone, we're going to start getting into some not needed pieces. But we're going to go ahead and make this a standard floor freeze. Whee. And that'll be just in case a flinger phases through all this and ends up here tossing at your amplifier. Okay. It also helps push your lava bomb. So, can't beat that. Next, we're going to go ahead and place a floor and a wall. Floor and a wall. a ramp to the right, floor wall, floor wall. And give it a quick upgrade. Now, up here at your ramp, what I'm going to have you do is place a floor down. Okay. Stand on the right-hand side. Okay. Go ahead and press start. Go to your gear. Go to your game. There's another gear as well. And you can scroll down to first-person camera and turn that on. Alright. And while you're looking straight down, go ahead and move to the right until your cursor is no longer on the tile you're standing, but on the tile to the right. Open your inventory and look for your player interactive campfire. The campfire doesn't matter which campfire you use, by the way. This is the one I use to save time, especially when I'm making a video for you. And that would be 2 reloads fully perked up and heal amounts as down as low as they can go. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our pickaxe. All right. And what we're going to do now is we're going to press jump and place trap at the same time. Okay. So jump and place trap. Okay. And what that'll do is put your campfire upside down. And very simple. Okay. You just put your floor down. You're pointing all the way down. And you moved over to the right so your cursor is no longer on the tile that you're standing on. And you're just going to jump and place trap at the same time. Voila. That's all you do. Okay. Once you've done that to your ramp, go ahead and place a cone on top of it and open it up towards your amplifier. After you've done that, remove the floor that you used on the left-hand side of it and go ahead and put yourself in a more comfortable viewing session. Go ahead and do any upgrades that you need to do. And while we wait for our campfire, we'll finish trapping this out. What we're going to do now is take our 3-on-2s, 3 impact, 2 reloads. Or, if you have any left over, you can take your 2-on-2s, especially if you have durability issues, and place them all on your walls. On your floors, we're just going to place our standard all durability tar pits. Like so. And how much time we got left to wait on you? I have no idea, but we'll get there. Now, you have other options besides that. You know me, I like to go over all of them. You could, for an example, make an X block here. Now, what this would do is prevent the Huss from getting in. Let's say you had a Huss beat on these. You could, quite simply, add archways to either side. Both of this will work. So, it's up to you what you prefer. You can even do both. None of them are going to really cause any issues or problems for you. And it just depends on how many backups you wish to have. Is it needed? No, by no means is it. We're going to go ahead and There we go. If it would let me. Edit our floor piece to make our fixed RBB. Then we got an X block. No matter what, we have a good clear path for our husks. Alright? You could also say, well, if we did this here, do we need any of that? No. No, you don't. To be honest. You could build this one right here and be good. Anyway, the next thing we're going to do is right over here by this rock. We're going to place the floor down. Alright. And we're going to go back into first person mode. Heading right back to the middle again. Looking straight down till our thing is facing off of the floor. We're going to open our traps, and we want to find our campfire again. Open our pickaxe, and we're going to jump and place trap at the same time. And we're going to do it one more time. This time, we're going to do it right here. So, we're going to go ahead and above this rock. Place our floor. Find the middle. Walk over to the right. Facing all the way down. I'm looking straight down now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump, place trap at the exact same time. Whee! So easy you could barely see it. Now, for better viewing, we're going to go ahead and back out into our more comfortable viewing pleasure. And we're going to finish off the very last pieces of traps for SSDs, war games, low-level endurance players, or maybe you just have that weird-ass amplifier that requires the extra trap. It's up to you. Which one did I say we needed? It was a ceiling electric field. No, I guess I didn't. It's right here. This is the one we're going to use. I shall try to find it myself. Right there it is. A ceiling electric field. Was that a reload one? It was not good. We're going to place 3 of them. And this is if you have the little jumping husklings, because depending on where you're standing, you can have an idiot standing on your builds. If that happens and you get a huskling up here and he walks away, he could then, instead of trying to chase him, beat on a build that he never would have normally beat on. It's just added protection if you're playing on pubs or just have really dumb friends. We've all got really dumb friends. Now, amp design. We aren't going to place any anti-airs down here because we're going to add 7 plus to our amplifier. 7 plus is a way to move the target of your amplifier to a new location to manipulate your lobbers and their behavior. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to make our mini boss TP loop. Sorry. All the way around the amplifier. And sorry, on the other side. And this will cause the mini bosses during the random waves to teleport in between the platforms upstairs without ruining any of our other builds. Not exactly necessary, but it's a fun thing to have. Now, 7 plus. 7 plus consists of having 2 walls on either side next to the amplifier. This is 7 plus 1. Seven plus 2. Okay. Now, it's a little big, and I want to make it look smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and shorten them up. Just so it's not so intruding out so far. Doesn't matter if it does, but I think it looks better if it doesn't. Now the mini boss will stand in these corners, despawn. Occasionally they might take out one of the walls, but it doesn't matter as long as we don't lose this wall. But we should be fine, because even if you did lose a 7 plus 2, you won't lose the 7 plus 1 because of the walls below these. Might sound confusing. An advanced player might understand what I meant by it, but as long as you have that, you're fine. Now, if you don't want to build a TP loop, put anti-airs up there. Okay? Now, the last patch of the game caused the mini bosses to try to break their loops now. So, to fix that, you almost have to reconnect them to a whole... Is it here or one up that I wanted to do that? Is to connect them on something completely away from the amp. You can connect it up here if you want. You can connect it up here, going like make some sort of pillar or go up. You can even go off of this if you want. Walls are better than floors because obviously a mini boss can't walk on that. I mean, I guess he could. I mean, I sure as fuck am gonna try right now. Little tightrope. Acrobatics. Driving. Alright. Looks good enough for me. To be honest with you, the only thing left that we have to do is a small edit and go home. Ooh, wrong direction there. Crap. Alright, so we're going to have to redo that one. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add this floor piece right here. Okay, just as I thought. Alright. So, this one... Oh, it's not that. It was that. Alright. Shall we? Like I said, I don't normally do this, because normally that's enough. Actually, it is enough. But, nothing wrong with a little backup. Again, we're going to go ahead and find our campfire. Find our center. Look down, look over. And jump and place trap at the same time. Whee! Forward, please. Same thing. Whee! And this won't take long. At least it shouldn't. I wonder, does that work? I wonder if that would be block off. I bet it would be. Interesting. And that's it. I'm going to take one little look around while we're waiting. And that is actually not it. I forgot about one final, most important thing. And that would be, besides the 2 traps I still forgot to add to the list, in Devil. For you home base people, there's a little 2 little ramps down here. You guys were like, well, bro, I got to wave 21, but they just ran out of durability because they like ran all the way through my Devil. And like ran through like 2, 3, 4 times. Like, oh, okay. That's because I forgot to tell you to add this. Just a little P block on a ramp down there. Well, my apologies. It happens. I forget stuff. It wasn't exactly needed. But then again, I have way more trap durability than most of you guys. Not mistaken, I'm at like 309. Doesn't mean you need that much, but that's a little important piece. Should give us a little extra time while we're waiting to edit these. Oh, we're still waiting on the campfire. Oh, was that the sound of we're out? No. Yes. Beautiful. So we're going to edit this one like this. And over here, we're going to edit this one like this. All right. Thank you. And as always, have... Ooh, shit. Let me ask you a question. What are we supposed to do after we push him down? It's a good call. I almost forgot. So that we don't have them tear up our pit, because we don't want the husk to tear our pit up now, do we? What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our husk up. Okay. If you're worried about them and they're a little getting stuck, you can do this if you want. You could also do this if your rock wasn't here. And that's, you could have done this and this. But I got a rock here. You know what I mean? So, options are limitless, but I'm not going to destroy something in this base just because. So underneath, we added that. I get so forgetful. I need to not. And then we're going to come over here and make a geyser build. Basically, right off that little edge there. Boop. Walk up to the geyser. Add 1, 2, 3, 4. Add a stair. Point it over. Go ahead and jump up. And add a stair pointing over here. Now, perfect. What we're going to do is take our all durability tar pit, place 2 of them, and find our 2-on-2s that we were using, and place them right there. And that is perfect. If I didn't build the one thing I shouldn't have built, I wouldn't have ran out. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this one. And I will, in the future, figure out how to cheapen it up just a little bit for, to get it down to 2 stacks, because it took 10,500 metal. Now, if you have any husks that beat on your stairs, go ahead and take, pretty sure anybody's got a dino, and place a dino down there. And that'll stop any husk that gets stuck underneath of the stairs from beating on them. If you are a constructor a lot and you seem to fall or, I don't know, always get yourself hurt, feel free to add like a health pad if you want to up here, considering you'll do a lot of jumping on it. Well, mantling, I mean. Gives you a chance to heal up before heading back in here. You can also do another one here if you wanted. All depends. So, yeah. Now we're done. I promise. As he looks it over to make sure. You know I'm done. Gotta look over. This is gonna be in exactly what you guys are doing, so I don't want to end up forgetting anything. And I did. It's not it. P block. Devil. Because depending on what amplifiers you guys are running, and if you don't have my home base, you will need a block off here. So if you don't have my home base, you will need this one as well. So if you were running a different home, go ahead and P block that. Different home base. You have a different devil or something, or just, yeah, I recommend this one at least. But that one is optional. We are using our home base, so we are going to take this P block out. But if you need yours, go ahead and use it. Alright. Now I'm fucking confident. That covers everything.